This is Lagoon Radio.
Yes, sir. Good morning. It's Lagoon Radio, your number one online gospel radio in Nigeria, and the official radio of the Anglican Diocese of Lagos. We are transmitting live from the Archbishop's Palace right here in Marina, Lagos. Yes, thank God it's Friday and the 4th day of March 2022. I am Manosike Chimezie, and yes, I will be taking you through on the newspaper headlines this morning. I'm not alone in the studio. With me, I have.
My name is Olumakaiye Ajadio. Good morning and welcome to Newspaper Review.
Good morning, I'm Kyle Ezekiel. You're welcome.
Good morning, I'm Sandra Nche.
Okay, together we'll be giving you the update on the newspaper review. Remember, you can download that app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook, Lagoon Radio Nigeria, and on Twitter and Instagram, LagoonRadio.Ng. And listen to us directly via the link www.LagoonRadio.Ng. Yes, I start with the Punch this morning. And on the lead story, governors fume over failing FAC funds, carpet NNPC. NNPC not meeting FAC obligation, but declaring profits. Oil sector opaque. Kayode Fayemi, that's the Chairman Governors Forum. And firms zero remittance shows Nigerians bankruptcy. Akeredolu, fuel scarcity not abating. And still on the Punch headlines, Nigerian fighters must provide $1,000 for tickets, visa. That's Ukraine. For those who has volunteered to go and fight in Ukraine, if you must go, you have to provide $1,000 for your ticket and also your visa. That's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Public officers, children free to attend schools. Okay, public officers, children free to attend schools abroad. That's coming from the reps. Because yes, the ASU strike has generated a lot of comments, and that's on page 29 of the Punch newspaper. Ogun couple remanded for murder, sale of woman's head, page 4 of the Punch. Measles hits 8 states. NCDC laments non-vaccination, page 7 of the Punch newspaper. And then still on the Punch, democracy has declined under Buhari. Ayu, that's the PDP chairman saying. That's on page 29 of the Punch. Customer baits Lagos POS operator with hot soup over data. Page 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. And 2023, desperate politicians may attack polling units. INEC warns. FG, airlines disagree over flight delays, cancellation. That's page 18 of the Punch newspaper. Right of way stores. Okay. Right of way stores 1,240 power projects. NDLEA charges may stall Abakari's extradition to USA. FG can't extradite amid pending charges. And that's San saying that you can see that on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. FG has no funds to meet ASU's demands. Minister of Labor and Productivity, Ngige, saying that on page 7. If you're still a student, go and learn a trade.
Okay, productivity. Okay.
And also, finally, Nigeria failed to increase export diversification over time, says IMF. That's on page 18 of the Punch newspaper. And that's all we have on the Punch newspaper this morning.
Yes, I have here the Nigerian pilot, and on the front page I have all eyes on Nigeria. U.S. government cautions against violence in 2023, says eyes of the world is on Nigeria. Ambassador Mary Beth Leonard says free fair election panacea to restore public confidence in democracy. That's that there are threats against democratically elected government in Africa. Recalls that in Sudan, Mali, there were attempts to overthrow civilian government. All the story is on page 8 of Nigerian Pilot's newspaper. And the federal government reconstitutes team to negotiate 2009 ASU agreement. You get that on page 5. A National Population Commission to conduct EAD exercise in 170 local governments. You get that on page 7 of the Nigerian pilots. The NDLEA slams 8-count criminal charges against Abba 6 others. You get that on page 5 of Nigerian Pilot. IGP says there is downward trend of major crimes across Nigeria in 2022. You get the story on page 9. Again, CSOs demand sack of HOSF over alleged maladministration. You get that on page 9 also of the Nigerian Pilots. And despite declaring profit, NNPC fails to remit to federal government to federation account, says Fayemi. Okay, you get the story on page 6. National Assembly Service Commission appoint Akubweze clerk to Senate. You get that on page 7. From fuels crisis, PDP says APC has lost control of governance. I don't know, the opposition party, whenever anything happened, they will just use that as an... You get the story on page 5. It may not be
far from the truth, Sha. Yes, no.
That is government and politics for you. When they enter next year, I'm not saying if, like just imagine they enter next year, the opposition party too will always be saying something about their governance. So federal government blames erratic power supply on dry season. Okay, you get that on page 5 of the Nigerian Pilot. So it's because of the dry season that we are experiencing. Are we in dry season?
We are in dry season.
Is it that dry? Not that dry.
We are in heat season.
Now you wet now.
No, now they are blaming dry season for the erratic power supply that we're experiencing. Like, I don't believe that. They have to do something about no fuel, no power supply.
No, it's only Nigeria that we experience dry season now. We don't experience.
And the dry season is affecting
in Benin Republic,
and it's affecting the power supply. It is where
our water is dry. Don't worry.
Yeah. No Kanji Dam, no the flu again. Oh yeah.
Yes, with me, I have the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, and I have this to be the main content there because it's prominent. As federal government approves its extradition process, NDLA structures Kyari's drug case, and it further says to face 8-count charge with 6 others. It is well. It's on the page. It's on the second page. It continues on the second page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, and I have this: 2 doctors die of Lassa fever in Oyo. That's sad. Let's be careful and be mindful of our environment. Uncertainty greets APC Sona Congress. Well, it is well. It further says caretaker committee yet to begin sale of forms and releases new list of subcommittees. Aulua, another subcommittee. It is well. Orombo, Egunalari. It is well. Fuel crisis, rather. APC has lost control of governance. I think she just mentioned that now. Well, I said it may not be far from the truth because we could see what is happening lately and the reactions of our office orders to our government officials towards that. You know, Buhari is out there on a medical trip. Our our wife to the president, first lady, is there in Dubai. Even the wives of our governors, they went to present a cake. But it is well. ASU is on strike. No fund to even implement those you've signed in the MOU. I think it may not be far from the truth. APC has lost control of government. Of course, it may not be far from. It may be wrong, but it may not be far from the truth.
It's not wrong. That's the fact.
Why would you say that?
That's the fact.
You are a PDP.
I'm not, not about being PDP.
But I just
or
feel
what.
like this is how the politics.
No, it's
I
not. It's not about politics.
It's about politics.
It's not about. Buhari is the minister for what's it called? Petroleum. And there is fuel scarcity. He has
And
gone
he's
to
not
Kenya.
in
From Kenya, he's
Nigeria.
going to UK for 2 weeks medical.
And the wife is in Dubai.
And
Actually,
there is when they came on board, there is nothing like office of the wife of the as in first lady. He abolished it. But why would it? Let's move on. I beg.
We should. Federal government reconstitutes team to renegotiate 2009 ASU agreement.
Something you negotiated in 2009, you want to renegotiate.
2022, like where? PDP, I think you are telling us the truth this time around. The story continues on the 8th page of that newspaper, and I have this on OAU student murder. Adedoyin, 6 others arraigned, remanded in prison. That's in Elisha. I think it's in Elisha. Yes, I linked that. You can read more on the 27th page of that newspaper. And on Victoria Message, we have a Russia versus Ukraine. Europe seizes yacht of Russian oligarchs. Well, we could see yacht there, True. Yeah. It is well. God will settle their matter. Grab a copy of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper and keep yourself informed.
All right, I have a leadership Friday. On the front line, I have growing insecurity threats. 2023 general election, INEC. You can get that one on page 4 of that. Strike. Federal government also to resolve almost what everybody to resolve 2029 agreement. Okay. Why there is a general blackout. Yeah, blackout minister. You can get that one on.
It's because of
The dam.
dry season.
Shey, stop now.
But wait, Chimeze is not nice. I was just looking at Chimeze's face to say something. The next thing I hear is. All right, you can get that one on page. I think it's page 4 or 20. It's not clear. Either 24. Who say it's clear? Okay, 29. I think I got that. Okay. Still on that. All eyes on Nigeria for credible posts. US free citizen press. Okay.
Let me take that. Free critical press essential for consolidation of democracy. This is from NGE. And INEC must be shielded from political interference. This is from Chief Security Officer, CSOs.
Okay. All this one in the front page. No, you can see that
continues on the 4th page.
Okay. Of that. Federal government feel the crisis change against Abakari. You can see that one still on the front page of that newspaper. Oil price hits 1,117 dollar.
It can never be 1,000.
You want to over boom our economy. Though we know it will not have any effect on the citizens, on we the citizens, but we know
It will have effect.
It won't.
It will.
Let me.
I better even go there.
Wait. I know why I said it won't have an effect. If your government could hold palliatives, even when you are hungry, they can do anything for you. I said it yesterday.
Us
Okay.
too.
If oil price hits 1,000, from here to Costain, you will enter 1,000 naira.
You went.
Don't you know, we buy oil.
No. Wait, though.
What are you saying?
It's not,
No.
We buy, what's the cost of the fuel scarcity? Is it not the one we imported?
Yeah.
Wait.
Don't you know that we import oil in Nigeria?
I understand, but the thing I think the crude oil they get from horse.
Do we we carry?
We
See this man. we take our crude oil, we go and refine and bring
it back.
We export
And still bring
refine and import.
I don't want to be annoyed again. Let's
But
continue.
that's all right.
You will enter Costain 1,000. At the end of the day, you will spend 2,000. If you are going to church again, maybe at the end of the day, you pay 3,000 for your transport.
all right. All right. The oil price hit 1117. That's
117.
117. Yeah, 1117. That's 117.
117.
I couldn't.
$117.
Now $117.
As buying refill to supply from Ukraine. Yeah?
Ukraine.
I mean Russia.
As buyers reject supply from Russia.
From Russia that's fighting.
Continue.
All right. Sorry, let me take it again. Oil price hit 117 as buyer rejects supply from Russia. You can get that one on page 20 or 21. Well, XH Dokia. Hope I got that.
SAGF Adoke writes Malami denies alleged complicity in JP Morgan's case. That's on page 14 of the page 13 of the Leadership Friday.
Okay, the end where we say Russia-Ukraine war, airlift Nigeria resource
scheduled for
today. Okay, can get that one on page 8 of that. Okay, the last one we can see foreign education rape. Foreign education rape reject the bill to rezone the children of public office.
Okay, we
Public
have to take
office.
that because it's very, very important. Foreign education reps rejects bill to regulate children of public officers. What was the bill? What the bill all about?
I was telling you yesterday that if a policy or whatever will not pay our politicians, they will not.
Did you not see how the minister walked away from the Nance?
The Nance, of course, now
because they
because
told him we saw your picture
children.
with your children, your kids on graduation abroad. He walked away. If you regulate their, how would they?
So,
be
Sheyi,
scamming us?
I think you are up now. You are no longer sleeping on it because I was telling you yesterday you should wake up.
I know they sleep.
No sleep.
Okay, on Daily Independent, the lead story: PDP presidential ticket. Hope dims for Atiku. Tambuwal as power shift gains traction. It's looking slim for Atiku now, but he may still get the ticket. Let's see how it goes. FG to renegotiate agreements with ASU Races Committee. So that's on the front page of Daily Independent newspaper, and the story continues. Let's see how the negotiations will turn out. 2023 presidency: if PDP abandons Southeast, we will abandon it, says Clark. Hush
That's
puppy.
how Southman come.
Forget that thing they are saying. Southeast themselves, are they ready for the presidency? Who is their candidate? We have as it stands, we have over 7 names. If the Southeasterners, the Ohanesendibo, will come out, this is our candidate. Let's support him.
Then we know.
We
know where they are
know
going.
how serious they are. You are saying zone it to Southeast. This. Peter Obi, when he was asked, he said he will contest if it is zoned to the south.
Maybe they are waiting for their convention.
Let's see how it goes. But I doubt. Well, let me not preempt. Hush puppy. Federal government processing U.S. request to extradite Abakari Malami. NDLE writes files charges against Kari, 6 others over cocaine deal. Anyone they are doing, they should fast track this thing. Let's know our fate with Abakari.
You are sleeping on that one too.
No, if they want to charge him to NDLE, let him. If they want to give him to US, fine. Let him.
She may say, no problem.
2 doctors, medical staff die as Oyo confirms outbreak of Lassa fever. Page 29 of Daily Independent newspaper. And on fuel scarcity, NNPC warns against inflating price, threatens sanction. That's page 30 of the Daily Independent. Federal government gives reason for poor power supply. Set to roll out 4 million meters for residents, businesses. Page 29. Cost of governance, threat to Nigerians' development. That's P2B. Aisha Buhari protests Nan's decision on Affirmative Act, lobbies legislators for review. Grab a copy of Daily Independent and read some of the stories.
Okay, let's go to Blueprint newspaper, and I have here Nigerian to pay off $3.5 billion debt to China in 2047.
By that time, all those people that borrowed the money would have died.
You have died.
That's the truth.
2047.
2047.
But they're so clever.
If I don't born like my grandchildren say. Grandchildren say for them, Abi?
2047.
You know,
That should be around 20-something years.
27
They are
years.
putting debts on.
What were they doing before?
What are they doing before? The debt,
And some of the
forget.
old men are saying
Not
that
because
they are
they pay.
youth.
Not because they pay
Why not?
themselves.
Yes,
No,
no,
we also go
they are
pay 'em.
youth.
Well, $1.5 billion paid loans to outlive 6 administrations. Finance Minister Lawan justified federal government decisions. Funds invested on 17 capital projects. DMO allays fear of China takeover of Nigeria. They should come and take over. Well, you get a story on page 6. Custom target 3.19 trillion naira revenue in 2022. And Senate to strengthen agency for better performance. You get the story on page 8. And why we okay carried extradition to the US. You get that one. Since the federal government, you get it on page 6 of the Blueprint newspaper. Nigerians' foreign direct investment drops to lowest in 2021. Wow. INEC, you get the story on page 23. And INEC to recreate polling units for IDPs. You get the story on page 16 and on page 14. UNEP at 50. Buhari seeks broader actions on environmental challenges. And on page 13 of the Blueprint newspaper, and the First Bank championing SMEs growth through loan product initiative. And on page 15, FAAC, how Aregbeshola's 200 billion naira loan landed Oshu in 375 million naira allocation.
Me waiting concern me. I know the
You don't be your state.
200 billion naira loan now landed them to in 375
yes, now what do
million
you? It's
naira
not even up to a
allocation.
billion naira now. They receive per month. Now loan go finish them. I pray loan save no go finish Nigeria. That's the truth, my sister.
Ukraine logistics delay shift evacuation of Nigerians to Friday. Okay.
And on that story, a lot of them, the first batch has arrived at Muritala Mohammed Airport just few hours ago. Let's hope that some of them can still come back. If you desire to come.
If you don't want to come.
Some of them are saying they prefer to die in Ukraine than
Really?
coming back to Nigeria.
Somebody said a dead Ukraine is better than a living Nigeria.
No.
He mentioned electricity.
Let's not. Well,
yes, now.
Nigeria is bad. Nigeria, we know, but then
forget. We know, but a lot of things are better here in Nigeria. When you talk about going to some other African
that person
countries.
was so specific.
But when
he
you talk
said
about
electricity
when you talk
wise,
about social amenities, we are at 0%. We have nothing to offer when it comes to because someone yesterday was telling me that he mistakenly tested water from the tap yesterday, that it was all salty. I told him, we are in Lagos Island. We don't drink from the borehole. You either buy pure water or you buy bottled water, and that's the life. For social amenities in Nigeria, we are 0 level, and that's the where we can. That's the size of the package this morning on the newspaper review. And thank you, Ezekiel, for coming on the show. Thank you, Sandra, and thank you, Sheyi, and also the producer for the show. Keep listening to Lagoon Radio. Up next is our Ragba, our Yoruba show. Make sure you listen to that show. And is there a giveaway today?
there may be.
Okay, make sure you listen to that show. From me and every other person in the studio, thank you very much, and do have a lovely day.